A very good day to my monitor industrial trainer, which is Puan Hafiza. Today I'm going to present to you my industrial training for 20 weeks in this company. So as you can see over here, this is the logo of Manau Timur Enterprise. Before we go into dive in this presentation, I'm going to introduce myself to you. My name is Ensign Sanjoy C. Jaifani. My matrix number is 20 DKA 18F 1048 and I'm from DKA 7C. This is my introduction to you, which it's about industrial training. This industrial training is very compulsory program for the student in the final semester, which it has been conducted for one semester in 20 weeks. These students also getting this opportunity to find a firm to undertake their training, and it's very conducted to expose the student to the real world of work. Okay, let's go to organization chart of this company. As you can see over here, we have Tony Mokti as a manager and Surkini Mokti as a project manager. Both of them is the same, but the difference between them is Tony Mokti, he handled the company, and Surkini Mokti, he also handled the company but mostly onto the project. Next we have electrical and mechanical, which is Yamboy Kawang, and electrical and computer, which is Rafani Mokti. We also have a chargeman, which is Tarmizi, and a technician, which we have 5 in the company, which is Frankie, Romia, Darrell, Marcus, and McLister. Next, we have a telecommunication advisor, which is Haji Sofyan, and supply and service advisor Hemail Julian. We also have for the marketing advisor and marketing executive, which is Bobby and Faisal. Okay, we have CCIT team in this Manau Timur Enterprise, which is on standby mode. We have 2 people for the carpenters, 4 people for the concrete, bricks and plastering, and 2 people for the plumbing and sanitary works. Next, we have for the contract team, which has been going on 2019. We have 2 person that based on contract in Parole Miri, which they're doing for the cleaning service, and 2 person based on the contract also at KPP Miri Subs, also the same cleaning service. Okay, next we go for the technical skills. As you can see over here, the technical skills are a section for a report that made for the student for 20 weeks. So let's go for what I did in the technical skills. I have done for the work of piling. What we need to know about work of piling is the method statement of piling works. First is Hailey formula. Students need to know about Hailey formula, which is the base of the construction. For the piling specification, we need to know in the contract DQ. What is contract DQ and BQ? BQ is a bill of quantity. It has been given by JKR SO, and what is SO? SO is the long term for superintending officer, which JKR has given the size and type, which is 200 mm times 200 mm times 6 m for the RC pile, 2 nos per point. JKR SO already given the building design load, which has put inside the contract BQ, which is 18 tons. Also, we have the machine specification, which is piling machine that has been provided for the subcontractor, which is the hammer weight is 1.5 tons and the hammer drop based on the minimum requirement by JKRSO. The calculation of the piling per set each point, which is design load, footing, column, ground beam, and slab for building weight based on the highly formula. So we see over here that there is me trying to count for the hammer drop that has been putting for the pile. This is the workers that trying to make a graph, which that time when the pile cannot go inside the ground, they need to have the graph for showing to the JKR. So it was a proof that the pile cannot go inside the ground anymore. So this is the one that I said, 2 knots per point, which they put 2 pile using a mechanical service. Alright, next. Second, after already done for the piling, we have the footing work, which we need to know about 5 things at least. First is measurement of ground level to pile cap or pad footing. Okay, on top of this, as you can see, this is the pile cap. Alright, cutting excess RC piling head based on the total depth of design footing site. Okay, as you can see, this is the driller over here that they're trying to cutting the excess for the RC pile head. Alright, this is how they cut using the drill. Alright, next we need to know about formwork and steel reinforcement bar preparation. Okay, this is the RC bar preparation that they have been going through. So for the pile cap and pad footing works, they need to have the sampling of concrete cube test and slump test, which we did at the quantity plus, which they only gave us to go there and being monitor for the cube test, and slump test we did at the site. And 5 is stump, which as you can see over here, this is a stump. Alright, also the same, before putting for the footing works, we need to have the concrete cube test and the slump test. Okay, this is the concrete that I've been going to the quantity plus, and this is me doing the slump test. Alright, next, what we learn over here is the ground beam works. Yes, first we need to measure the ground beam and the ground level final site. Second, also the same, formwork and steel reinforcement bar preparation. The third one is also the same, what we did every single time, which is concrete works for the cube test and the slump test, and doing stump, sampling concrete cube test and slump test. We also did preparation of mechanical and electrical opening for plumbing sanitary works. Okay, this is how it going after we already been concreting the footing. So they close it with the ground. That time we were having meeting for making ground beam and doing for the plumbing. Okay, this is how the formwork will be done. Every single time when you're doing for construction, you need to know how and how big was it. This is the checking with JKR SO. As you can see over here, this is JKR people. Alright, they are measuring for the bar spacing to see whether they follow the size that has been given inside the drawing. Alright, after JKR has been approved, then we can concrete, which as you can see over here, we cannot it's really hard for us to bring the truck inside, so we using the crane to put and make it easier to put inside the formwork. Alright, next we learn about how column works. Alright, about column works, as usual, measurement of column always follow the drawing that has been given. Next, always the same for the construction. We need to know about formwork and steel reinforcement bar preparation. Also the same, using what they have been given inside the drawing. We need to follow everything inside the drawing. So the third one, always the same, concrete works, which is sample of concrete cube test and the slump test. Also at the same time, for the column works, we have been doing for the electrical and mechanical opening for the plumbing and sanitary works. Alright, as you can see over here, this thing is the bar, steel bar, actually a steel bar. Okay, before putting for the formwork, okay, always put steel bar first, then putting the formwork, because it's really hard to carry it with that heavy thing. Okay, after that, for the concrete, after JKR also confirm that they approve that we are going to concreting it, then also the same, we're using for the crane to make it easier to go inside. Alright, this is how it looked like after it opened. We for 24 hours it dry, we open the formwork. Alright, next, how roof beam works. We learn about this kind of things. Okay, measurement of roof beam, how much, followed by the drawing. Second, formwork, always the same, and the steel reinforcement bar preparation we need to do. Next, we also do for the concrete works, concrete cube test and the slump test, and the stump for also the same, mechanical and electrical opening we did. Okay, this is how it happens after we open for the formwork, and we need to put the wood at the middle. Alright, and every single wood we need to put for the stump. Alright, before putting the steel reinforcement bar. Okay, this is how it happens. We actually for the basically, people need to do the reinforcement bar down first, and then we need to carry it up after making the formwork. But then it's really heavy for us, so we need to bring it, go up there. Okay, because it's really heavy, this thing is really heavy, so we need to carry it, go up on the roof beam, for the roof beam, and then we tie it on top there. Alright, okay, this what happened after we did for the steel bar and the formwork. This is the formwork. I've been going up here, go here, go through here, and checking everything, whether it's got missing or not. No, so I always doing for checking on the roof beam. After that, after checking, then we concrete like always. Okay, that's all from me. As for the conclusion, it's really gain useful experience, knowledge in the future, and by exposing to me to the real world of work. It also can apply the knowledge to other company for what we have learned during industrial training for 20 weeks. It also teach me on how to dare to communicate with people and with the parties that involve to work, which is such as that time I was doing communicate with the boss of JKR for the construction and his assistant also, and I need to go to JKR depot for making cube tests, and then I need to contact for the JKR also for what we doing for the progress, and project manager almost. This is very important. You need to every single time need to contact with project manager what we did and how, and mostly from what I learned, it's really make me expose myself in construction site that I really get this opportunity to making this construction, even though I was as intern, but it's really good for a student that trying to expose yourself in the real life. So that's all from me. Thank you.